I want you to know that you are worthy. I want you to know that just in being born, you don't need to do anything for this, as self-worth cannot be attached to anything that can change. It can't be attached to job role. It can't be attached to partnership. It can't be attached to being a mother, having a certain amount of money, your clothes, your hair, your looks. All of these are ever changing. And so a good way to kind of broach self-worth is to think that self-worth cannot be attached to anything that's changing. So basically that means that it's not attached to anything. And we're born worthy and we die worthy. And sometimes somewhere in the middle, we can lose it or disconnect from it. And so my job is to give the gift of reminding people that they are worthy. And when we know that we're worthy of anything and of everything, of whatever we desire, we get to manifest from that place using our desires. So when we know we're worthy and a desire pops in, so for example, if you suddenly get a desire to travel to Argentina, I don't know, or if you get a desire to completely redecorate your home, or to get a new job or a different job role, and this is going to tap into purpose as well shortly. Or if you desire to quit the job you're in and you don't even know what you're going to do next. I want to give the gift of you knowing you're worthy of following your desires, and your desires are sacred. Okay, so the second part of this is that, and so you can add things to your list at this point if there's anything that I've said that sparks something. And if it does, please get in touch and let me know on social media. I'd love to hear from you what's on your list. I'd love to see a screenshot of your list. Feel free to tag me in it. So if we can't give what we don't have, and you want to give some of these similar things, then we need to deeply connect with that first. So the next part of this is what would fill your cup so you can have those things now. Okay. So you can pause this again and you can write this down, and I will run through some of mine that you can listen to afterwards. Okay. So some of these things are really quite simple and some of them are more complex. And it doesn't really matter as long as we get the desired effect. So if I want to give the gift of belief, but I am not in full belief right now, and that can happen. That happens to me, that happens to you, that happens to everyone listening, I would imagine, unless you're the Dalai Lama, and even him, I've met him, and he goes off his rocker occasionally. So if you want to give the gift of belief, you need to be in belief. And if you're not in belief, you don't have it to give. Does that make sense? So this is kind of a concept. Of course, there's like a scale of this. You might have a little bit of belief, or you might have belief in certain things and not others. But just for the sake of this exercise, we'll say you've either got it or you've not. So if you don't fully believe that you can have, be, or do what you want to be, have, or do, then you are not in belief. And so if you try and give belief to someone, so imagine a dad, or let's imagine a mum. So imagine a mum being like, I hate my body, I'm a bit worthless, I can't get a new job, I've got to stay in this crappy job that's loads of hours and less pay, and I can't really wear nice clothes because I look like shit or whatever. So obviously extreme example, but also relatable. And then that is a little bit like then saying to either your best friend or your child, oh my God, you look amazing in this. You should go for that new job role. You are a badass. So basically, there's like a disconnect. There's a disconnect in that. Do you see that? So actually, if that woman was like, okay, I'm going to focus this energy back on me instead of shining the light on everyone else, which can work a bit, but it's not going to be as profound as if that mother turns the light back on in herself and gets really honest and says, oh, look, I don't believe in myself fully. What would fill my cup? What could move the needle of this, even 1%, and help me drop into belief? So some of my examples here are, number one, simple but effective, is gratitude. So gratitude is such a powerful energy, as most of us probably know. It's like self-love, personal development 101, massively underrated. And I honestly believe that if you could go to like £100 gratitude sessions with, you know, £100 coach that taught you that, then you would probably get more from it than because it's free. It's a bit like meditation. Meditation is so powerful. And, you know, if you pay 50 quid to go to a yoga studio and do a meditation, you probably get a shitload out of it. But because it's free and so accessible, people don't do it and it's overlooked. So, well, some people do. So gratitude is huge, and this can bring us back into belief. So that could be for, I'm going to use this example of the woman. This could be, my body is supporting me. I'm grateful that my body is supporting me today. I'm grateful that my body is digesting my food effectively today. I'm grateful that I have clothes on my back. I'm grateful that I have money to buy clothes, even if it's not as much as I would like. I'm grateful for the device that I am listening to this on. I'm grateful that I have a friend or a daughter or whoever I'm trying to instill belief into. I'm grateful that I have options in my life. I'm grateful that I have job options in my life. I'm grateful that I have a desire to have a better job in my life. So all of this will raise the frequency, and by kind of instilling even 1% of belief and through the gratitude, then when she says to the daughter or the friend, you're amazing at that, you should go get this job, it's going to be coming from a more profound place. So if we exponentially grow that, so that this woman actually has a colossal change and she decides to dress to impress herself, and she decides to get the new job and start eating healthily and start looking at her body and seeing a work of art in the mirror. Then when she advises the child or the friend and says, you know what, if you want that job, you can get it, they are likely to be like, oh, well, you're demonstrating this. And yeah, if you can do it, I can, kind of thing. Does that make sense? So gratitude, and that's an example of not giving from an empty cup. And we can't give what we don't have. So this is where self-love comes in massively.